Take a moment to think about how you respond to disappointment. Do you hold it in? Do you panic? Are you consumed with feelings of anxiety or hopelessness? Or does a single disappointment throw your entire day off? So there's nothing wrong with setting the bar high, but it is time to review your response to disappointment if your expectations cause you to sink into a state of anxiety. On the surface, seeking perfection seems like a great quality, but at the root of perfectionism is fear. Fear of failure, fear of making a mistake, fear of being laughed at, fear of people finding out that you don't really have it all together. But nobody has it all together. We all have strengths and weaknesses. Yes, there will be times when you give your all and still fail to achieve the result that you expected. But don't panic. Every challenge is an opportunity for you to see just how strong and resilient you really are.
You should never view your challenges as a disadvantage. Instead, it's important for you to understand that your experience facing and overcoming adversity is actually one of your biggest advantages.
How strong is your why? It's not enough for you to just say, I want to do well. You have to believe that you will do well, and you have to pursue it. You have to keep going when you run into challenges or tough times. Those who succeed are not fearless. They had to show up even when they were afraid. At some point, they probably felt like they were at the end of their rope. But guess what? They recognized that it's okay to rest. It's okay to take a break. It's okay to take some time to pull your thoughts together. But it's not okay to quit. A past failure does not determine your future outcome. No, you can't go back and change what has already happened, but you do have the power to create an amazing future. So as you continue to press towards your goals, never allow your disappointments to discourage you. Let them fuel you.
Success isn't about how your life looks to others. It's about how it feels to you. We realize that being successful isn't about being impressive. It's about being inspired. And that's what it means to be your true self.
Because I always wanted everything to be perfect, it was difficult for me to be happy. It was always, I will be happy when I land the job that I want, or I will be happy when I get this 4.0 that I'm striving for. But even when I achieved the goal that I had been working towards, there was always another goal that I needed to achieve before I could truly be happy.
In the end, people can only define you if you let them. In the end, it's up to each of us to define ourselves. It's up to each of us to invent our own future with the choices we make and the actions we take.
In retrospect, I didn't give myself room to be imperfect. It was all or nothing, good or bad. Don't get me wrong. Being ambitious and wanting to do well is a great trait. It's a great quality. But I do want you to understand that all you can give is your best. So maybe you spent hours preparing for an exam or days working on a paper, but when you received your grade, it was much lower than you expected. If you are an achiever, if you are a perfectionist, those experiences can crush you. As a student, If I expected a 100 and I received a 90, I would be upset. I would be crushed. If I gave a presentation and I stumbled a couple of times, I would walk away feeling like a total failure. And it didn't matter how much positive feedback I received from others. It never changed what I thought about myself. I would say to myself, well, they're just being nice. They just don't want to hurt my feelings. But it's in those moments of despair when you can begin to doubt yourself and doubt your ability to succeed. It's in those moments when you can sink into a slump because you feel like you're doing all you know to do, but you're still not seeing the results that you desire to see.
I worked hard and I did my best to tune out those voices of doubt, including the ones inside my own head. And eventually I was accepted to Princeton, and I got that education that my dad had always dreamed of. But the truth is, graduates, there will always be folks who make assumptions about you based on superficial things like where you're from, or what you're wearing or how you look. There will always be folks who judge you based on just one thing that you say or do, folks who define you based on one isolated incident.
Putting forth your best effort doesn't guarantee the outcome that you desire, but put forth your best effort anyway. You won't always be able to control every aspect of your life, but you can control your effort. You can control how you respond when things don't go your way. And although a disappointment feels like a loss, you really aren't losing at all. When you don't get the results that you want, you are simply receiving feedback. So you take that feedback and you come back stronger than you did the first time around. When you are disappointed, your emotions automatically kick in. It's an impulse. But make sure that you don't allow a single disappointment to overshadow all that you have accomplished up until this point. So if you're feeling down right now, I'm challenging you to get up and get moving. I'm challenging you to pull that book out. I'm challenging you to mentally prepare yourself to win. Don't allow a rejection to crush your confidence. You have to remember why you started. You have to remember why you decided to pursue your vision in the first place.